my channel. My name is Jessica Lang. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I work with clients who live in California, Florida, as well as people living in Israel. And on this channel, I like to talk about trauma, attachment, the brain, and healing. So if that is something that interests you, then go ahead and click the subscribe button down below so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. So in today's video, I just want to hop on here really quick because I know it's been a while. It's January. January is the last time I uploaded a video. I just have not been feeling creative at all. Just in order for me to kind of write blogs or to do videos, I have to have some inspiration. Something needs to be kind of speaking to me or calling to me in some way, and then I have to actually write the script and sit down and shoot the video. And so that's just been really hard. I've just been feeling pretty stuck in my business in general, but also just, I mean, this is part of my business, so yeah, I've been feeling pretty stuck in my business and just kind of trying to figure out what direction I want to go, and do I want to continue doing YouTube videos? Like, I just really didn't know. And so I took off some time. I also took a nice long social media break, which I think everybody should take a social media break. And so that's really kind of helped me clarify what's been going on. So for me, in today's video, what I want to just talk about is where I've been and updates to this channel, so that y'all at least know what's going on. And since I've been on, I've gotten a couple new subscribers, so hi. Welcome to the channel. Sorry it's been a while since I've uploaded anything. Okay, so let's just kind of start off with the where I've been part of things. So like I said, I've just kind of been really feeling stuck, and I've only had enough capacity really to be present for my clients, and so that's what I did. I haven't been able to do anything extra, just no inspiration, no creative juices flowing, and it's actually kind of been like this since I moved back from Israel. I lived in Israel for almost 3 years, and I moved back, I think it's been about 3 years at this point, maybe 2. I don't know, time is weird since COVID. I don't think we're supposed to say COVID on the YouTube. Oh, it doesn't matter. So it's just been crazy. I've been back. I kind of hit the ground running. I didn't really want to come back. It was just unforeseen circumstances. Life happened, and I didn't want to move back to the US. I was, you know, parts of me were happy in Israel, parts of me were unhappy in Israel. But when I had made Aliyah and I decided to live in Israel, the goal was to be there forever. I hadn't planned to move back. And so having to shift gears and to change things around, I think kind of just shook me up a little bit. And it really just kind of, like, the whole thing just shook my own confidence and my trust in myself. I was just sort of like, I don't know what I should be doing. I don't know what decision is the right decision. I don't know what my goals are. I mean, these are things I don't typically struggle with, but I found myself really struggling with them even prior to moving, just making the choice to move back to the US and then coming back. And then, you know, I hit the ground, you know, running with work and clients, and it was easy to kind of put things like YouTube on the back burner. And then with COVID kind of opening up and just things shifting, and I also finally was able to do 2 trainings that I had been wanting to do for years, but I just wasn't able to do them. One was to start the somatic experiencing training, which I just finished my beginning year. It's a 3-year training program, and so I'm going to be starting that intermediate level, which I'm very excited about. And I also, at this point in time, I just finished my certification to be a fit mental health specialist. So those are 2 things that I had been wanting to do. So I've been doing those 2 things at the same time. And with somatic experiencing, the beauty of it, I think anybody who works with trauma should be trained in somatic experiencing, because we're really just looking at our body, and it's really about kind of regaining trust in your body. So it forced me to slow down and kind of examine things and to look at my own life and to recognize some of the things that have been kind of stuck for me, and why I've been unable to move forward. And so I just kind of spent a lot of time, still spending a lot of time in that space, and so it's been a challenge. It's been hard, but I think anytime you're doing any type of change, or you're doing any type of reflection or deep dive inward, lots of stuff comes up, and it's kind of hard. So yeah, that's pretty much where I've been, and so the result is, you know, I did have a lot of lack of trust in myself and my abilities, and not with my clients, but just sort of like, well, how do I expand, or is this the right direction, or, you know, do I want to see 30 clients a week, or, you know, what do I want to do? What do I want to do in this business? Do I want to, how do I have more? A colleague of mine came up with this phrase, not, she doesn't say balance, she says in harmony, because she's like, you can't really ever be in balance. So it's like, how do I have more harmony in my life, right? Like, do I want to just work, or do I want to have more time to do things that I enjoy? You know, I want to still learn French, and I want to learn Hebrew, and I took up crocheting, and I like, you know, so it's like, I like to read, so, and hike, and, you know, all these hobbies and other interests that are not just work related. So where do I want to be? Where do I want to go? So I had to kind of do some self-reflection and try to figure out where to go next. So in kind of doing that self-reflection and examining kind of what do I want to do, where do I want to go, you know, I didn't want to completely give up on YouTube. I actually do enjoy making videos. I still prefer writing. I've always loved writing. Even when I was a kid, I would write stories. I so wish I had my old journals from when I was like 8, when I would write stories, because I feel like that would just be so fun to read now, but I don't have those. I have some journals from, like, I don't know, I was 12 or something, but I enjoy writing, so I'm definitely going to still write blogs, and I should probably back up a step and also state that, so obviously I provide therapy. I absolutely love doing therapy. I work with trauma, I work with child sexual abuse survivors, I work with women who've experienced sexual abuse by their mothers, and now that I've got my certification, I feel more, I feel like I'm better prepared to work with the other population that I'm really interested in working with, which is pregnant women and women who are postpartum, so that that first year really, who are also trauma survivors. So they had their own childhood trauma, and they're noticing some of that stuff is getting kicked up now that they're pregnant, or even as they're starting fertility, if they're having to go through fertility treatment. And then I also really want to work with single mothers by choice. So that's also, those are like what I want to do now that I've got this wonderful certification. And so that's my therapy business, where I treat clients and I do all the therapy and psychology stuff. But I absolutely love it. Like, sometimes I think, well, what would I do if I wasn't that? And I have absolutely no idea. It's what I want to do since I was 11. But I do enjoy talking just generally about the brain and trauma and like the things that I learned. I like to just pass that information on, and I know not everybody can afford therapy, and sometimes you've done a bunch of therapy and you know maybe you want to just kind of do some of your own reflections or your own deep dive. You feel like you can kind of manage your own symptoms, and so you don't need that in-depth work, but you know you still want to learn and you still want to grow, and I like talking about this kind of stuff. So that's why I love writing blogs, and also why I like doing videos. So that's also why I decided that I am going to start a membership site. So the membership site is going to be called Survivor's Guide to Life. It's named after the Facebook group that I run, also this channel. And here I'm just going to be posting more of my blogs, more things like worksheets or journal prompts, just to kind of get you thinking, reflecting, exercises that you can do on your own if you just kind of want to, you know, go a little deeper, you want to reflect a little bit more, tap in more into your body and things of that nature. And then I will also be posting videos that will be, they're going to go through YouTube for now, but they're going to be unlisted videos. So that means that only people who are members of the site will be able to watch those videos. But I'll still be posting free videos on this channel. My goal is to still post at least twice a month here on this main channel, and then for the members of Survivor's Guide to Life on the membership website, I'll also be posting videos, but they're going to be more in-depth guides, more in-depth walkthroughs. I haven't exactly decided what to call them, but one that I just one video, for example, that I created is for people who have trouble sleeping. Now, I'm somebody who has never been able to get a full night's sleep. I always wake up at least once to use the bathroom, but sometimes my mind is just kind of going, and yes, I know it's anxiety, and I know other people struggle with that, and so just kind of created this nice little walkthrough to help settle the body, settle the mind, so that those of us who just cannot sleep could at least get some restorative sleep if that's possible. So that's an example of something that would be on that membership site, is just like a walkthrough that you can listen to over and over and over again to help you get to sleep, with some breathing techniques and things of that nature. So that's kind of where I'm going with business, where I'm going with this channel. Like I said, I still hope to post at least twice a month on this channel, but that more of my content is going to be shifted to the Survivor's Guide to Life website, and then I'm also still going to obviously be doing therapy with clients who live in California, they live in Florida, or they live in Israel. It's the way my license works. I cannot work with anybody outside of those areas. I keep getting folks who from all over, especially because there's really nobody who works with survivors of mother-daughter sexual abuse, and I hate that I can't work with people who live in Canada or who live in Ohio. Like my license won't allow it, and when I contact their boards, they're like, no, you have to be licensed here, and that's such a headache. I've already done my exams. I'm not doing any other exams. I'm not paying $300+ for it's. I'm not going through my transfer. Like, it's a hassle. It's genuinely, I don't know which word I want to use. It is a huge hassle, and there's people who are doing that work to try to get license portability, especially with COVID. Our license should just be accepted across all 50 states, but that is not what this video is about, and I'm not here to rant about that. So, but I can't work with folks who don't live in California, Florida, or Israel. So that's very limiting for me, and I feel really sad about that. But you know, that's why I try to make content here, and to at least give you some glimpse of information, and you know, maybe other therapists will, you know, try to do some training on their own. I mean, there's really no information. It's kind of, you know, you kind of have to work with survivors and, you know something about attachment. In my opinion, you need to know some stuff about attachment, a lot of stuff about attachment and the brain, a lot of stuff about the brain, and because I absolutely love somatic experiencing, and I think that it is gold standard. I'm sure the therapist would argue their treatment modality, like IFS, I hear is pretty good. I don't know anything about that, or EMDR. I'm not an EMDR person, not an EMDR fan, but people rave about it. So, you know, just do your work. This turned into a really random, that turned into a weird rant. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. Point is I'm still going to be doing therapy. I'm still going to be posting some content here, but I am going to be focusing a lot more of my energy and a lot more energy, that's not the right word, a lot more of my attention on the website Survivor's Guide to Life. I also want to add that I did create 2 other Facebook groups. So I have my main Survivor's Guide to Life Facebook group. Anybody can join who's experienced trauma. It's, you know, just want to use the somatic experiencing frame for trauma, which is anything that's happened too fast, too soon, right? So it's like your body, your brain was unable to kind of handle it and to process it, so your body stores that trauma. So if you've got some of that, and I also, the other term I like to use is living in survivor mode. So if like you're, you know, if you live in poverty, I mean, we consider that like that can be traumatic, but some people don't want to say like, oh, me being impoverished and worried about, you know, my basics being covered. That, I don't want to say that's traumatic. So I call that survivor mode. Like, that's an example of living in survivor mode, where you're just like, you're in that fight or flight mode, right, all the time. So if that's kind of your experience and you're just, you know, struggling with life, then the Survivor's Guide to Life Facebook group is, anybody can join. Just answer the questions. It is for women. It just kind of turned out to be that way. And so if you're a male, I'm sorry. Not that I don't care about you, but some women have experienced domestic violence, and so that's, like, I want the space to still be safe and special and honor and be respectful for their needs. So that's why there's no men in that group. The other group I created because I, again, was getting a lot of people who were reaching out to me whose mothers sexually abused them, and they wanted a community. So maybe they had a therapist that they were working with, or but they still wanted to talk to other people, other survivors. So I did create a Facebook group specifically for survivors, so women whose mothers sexually abuse them. That is also, and these groups are all closed and privated. You just answer the questions. I monitor them. I don't tolerate any BS. So this group is, I mean, it's brand new. My survivors group has been around, I think, for maybe, like, my survivors group has been around for, I want to say a year, 2 years, somewhere in there. But this group I literally just created a couple days ago, so it's new. There's nobody really in it. And then the other group is going to be for single mothers by choice who've experienced trauma. So there's a lot of single mothers by choice different groups. Like there's one for Black women called MOCA SMBC, I think it's what it's called, and then there's the main single mothers by choice group. But then I didn't really find anything because I work with trauma, and that's kind of where my heart is at. I wanted to work with women who've experienced trauma, so maybe that's childhood trauma or birth trauma, so any type of trauma, and you are a single mom by choice, so that means you chose a donor, not my boyfriend broke up with me or my partner broke up with me. Like, no, you went into motherhood with the goal of being single. So you chose a donor, whether you knew the donor or, you know, you bought from a bank. You refer to the other half as donor. So you could be in the trying phase. You could be not necessarily. I'm kind of torn about being in the thinking phase. So I really want it to be for moms who yeah, it's also brand new. It's really going to be for women who are already moms or pregnant, or they're trying to get pregnant, and they're just working through their own kind of trauma, hopefully outside, because it's not therapy, so it's hopefully outside of this space. But I just wanted there to be just a community where people can talk and share resources. So that's for the goal of my Facebook group, is just for people to have community and connection, because I think no matter where you are in the healing process, if you have a therapist or you've done therapy, and it's so important that you have community and that you have positive, healthy, supportive relationships. And not everybody has family who's able to do that. Not everybody has friends who are able to do that. So having that kind of larger community with people who understand, what the struggle is, I think is really, really important. So those are the things that are on. Sorry. I still post on Instagram. I, again, took a social media break. But I also added a secondary Instagram. This is why I'm busy and can't get myself together. So I added a secondary Instagram page, which is going to be primarily about parenting. And so it's not solely about trauma, whereas like my main Instagram page is all about trauma and its different forms. This one is going to be just about parenting and parenting in general. So yeah, that's what I've got going on. So I'm still seeing clients, still doing therapy. I wrapped up one training, but I still got to finish the other one, somatic experiencing. Still need to finish that one up. I'm still going to write blogs on my therapy website, so they're going to still be trauma focused. Starting a separate membership site. So going to be posting blogs, going to be posting journal entries, like journal prompts rather, worksheets, things that you can kind of do on your own. Like I do give my clients homework after sessions, things that come up. So that's the type of thing that I would, have it written out and send it. That'll be on the membership site. Videos will be there too. And then I'm still going to be posting on this YouTube channel some videos. Then I got my Instagram pages, 2 Instagram pages that I'm managing, and then 3 Facebook groups that I'm managing. So there's a lot that's on my plate, but I'm really excited about it. I hope that with all of these changes, they kind of all go together. So I feel really good about them, and I hope I can be more present on this channel and more available. And I hope you all obviously sign up for the membership site. It's $5 a month. It's not that much. I mean, it is and it isn't, but I tried to make it affordable. And so I hope you all sign up and you like it, and obviously you can share feedback, tell me what you want on there, and what you like, what you don't like. And then if you're a survivor out there and you are looking for a community, you've got 3 Facebook group options. So you've got the main Survivors Guide to Life group, just general trauma. You've got your Single Moms by Choice group, people who've got trauma, so single mothers by choice who've experienced trauma. That group is available for you. And then the final group is specifically for women whose mother sexually abused them. So yeah, that's what I've got going on. Phew, that was a lot. Thank you for watching this video. Comment down below, share your thoughts. Yeah, it's cool to be back. It's good to be back. I hope I can be consistent. So thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.